Oh my gosh! Hi, I wanted to say hi to all of our Canadians.
San
Lannis,
Francisco. Yeah, probably.
Hello.
Hello, folks.
yeah,
Welcome to the jungle.
I was working on your letter as right before this, so we'll get
Yay.
in the mail to you. Yeah,
Yay.
good to see you, Tina. Is that Rodrigo? Is that Rodrigo?
I'm here.
Don't start it. Yeah, yeah.
Is Jim going to join us?
And
I
there's
don't know. I'm not sure.
There's Justin.
He said he was going to try to, but he's prepping to. We got DC in a week, so he might be in the garage turning away.
Sure. And Troy, what about your son? How's your son doing? Is he around? He can pop his head in and say hi to all of us.
No, actually, he's at Grandma's. So he's spending about 3 or 4 days there, and then he'll be. I think he's coming home tomorrow, and then I got. Oh, gee whiz! When the DC show is coming up here soon, so then we're all going to be heading up to the DC show. We got vacation coming.
Oh my! Does he have any budget left in his budget for a pen?
He actually does. He's I think he's probably got about $80 or so that he'll be willing to spend.
Awesome. That's great.
We'll be flying into DC Thursday night. I think we'll get there around 5.
Take him by Frank's table. I think he'll make you a deal.
He loves cutting deals.
Oh yeah. Frank's got an extra 10% off everyone, by the way, up till the end of the month.
But wait, Tony.
I just used that today.
Tony, you can send anybody to Frank's table, and he'll give them a good break. But anything that he gives over whatever he sells the product for, you'll have to pay it.
I'm good with that.
I'm okay. I know you got the bread, so that's cool. Ain't nothing but a thing for you, my man.
I got some whole grain and some sourdough.
I
got sourdough in the kitchen.
The fabulous Tony and the Flyers. Yeah. Tony.
Welcome, Norman.
G'day, Tony. G'day, guys. Yep, good to be here. Hi, everybody.
How are things down
Frank,
down
you
under?
by chance have any of those tablets in yet for the paper I want? I want the tablet, the 8x11. What paper is that?
Are you talking about Ayush?
Asher, whatever they call it.
Sure.
No.
Ayush.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Okay. Yeah, I always have them in stock. Yeah.
You don't have any?
If you ask me, I'm real sorry, Larry. I have a lot going on, and if you ask me, I probably slipped or bought me or put it through the site or whatever. I know what to do.
I'm just asking just in case. Just checking if you have it or not.
Frank's the plug for Ayush paper.
Y'all leave Frank alone.
Troy, how does Matt like the Vanishing Point?
So far, he's loving it. It's a nice writer. I've got one that actually looks just like it, and that writes a whole lot better, I think, than the one that I've got. And I've got, and then I got another one that's a broad nib that's just buttery smooth. So we both got really nice, good writing Vanishing Point. So he's happy about it.
Great.
You should have gotten a writing sample in the mail by now.
Okay. Oh, nice. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Don't forget, that was Larry's gift. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know he's written Larry already, and he wanted to write you too.
Nice. Thank you. I'm sure it's going to be at the stop. I get there about 2-3 times a week.
Yeah. Whatever the address was on your business card, that's where we sent it.
Yeah. It's actually the Cherry Hill UPS store, and there's a lot of reasons for doing that. And
no, I get it.
Yeah, and this pandemic actually helped keep things going with that because I never had to close. Between me being a one-man shop with everything in my home warehouse and my UPS store, my shipper never having to close because they are essential. As long as someone was able to deliver things to me, I got them. And as long as I was able to ship stuff out, customers got their pens. And that's how I was able to, stay in business basically through this.
There are other distributors that I've used that primarily deal with vintage stuff, and they were able to keep in business too, for the very same reason that they used a shipper for all their stuff, and they didn't have to have UPS or FedEx come by their place. They didn't have a storefront. They work out of their home. Their workshop is a spare desk in their home kind of thing, and they were able to keep them busy in business too, which has kept me in the poorhouse. So.
Happy to help.
Okay, folks, we got some questions for you. Questions have been asked. How many, when you take a pen pal on, how many pen pals do you want? Do you have enough already? People give me some feedback on that. If you don't want any, what? Like right now.
Ask that of Tony.
Say it again. You broke up.
What's that, Lannis?
I said, ask that of Tony.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I probably, I never have enough because I do so much writing. I'm always open to taking on new pen pals. I just adore writing. I'll sit for 3-4 hours a night writing, and that's why I churning out. That's why when I post them on, those letters that I'm sending out, it's just because that's what gives me the most joy right now. I really do. I really hate that we had a pandemic. The only positive part about that pandemic was I was able to actually enjoy my pens for a whole year. And I'm going, I'm going to go to IAMPIT next week, and I'm looking forward to spending a whole week learning how to write.
That'll be so cool. I can't wait to see what you learn.
Yeah, I am as well. So that answers your question. Anybody, Troy? I don't think I've ever written you, and I think I'd like to start writing. Maybe write you a letter or two. I think it'd be fun.
Sure. We've been able to hit each other up previously by instant messenger, and we can get a mailing address back and forth that way.
Great. Yeah.
Right now, I've got about 4 regulars that I write with, and actually 2 of them are on this call. And one of the neat things is because we all have slightly different interests. The letters I write Dan are very different than the letters I write this Larry, compared to another guy named Larry, compared to Brian at the Pen Thing. Those are my 4 regulars that I write with.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Can we say hi to David down there in the bottom? David, it's nice. I think this is your first time in our Pen Pal or Zoom.
Yeah, it's my first time. Thank you for inviting me. Yeah, sorry, I was having some computer difficulties.
Well, welcome, David. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
You have joined
David, I know where you're from.
You have joined the official Looney Tune Pen Pal. Okay, go ahead, take it, Tony.
David, I know where you're from because you're one of my pen pals. Why don't you share with the rest of the group where you're from and tell them your name?
Yeah, my name's David Bateman. I am from New York. I can say that now, right? I don't know. I was born in Florida, but I've lived here most of my life. I'm in Coney Island, actually, that bottommost part of Brooklyn. And I've been kind of addicted to fountain pens heavily for 10 years, but at least for 24 years, I've been using them.
Wow. Yeah. That's awesome.
Wow. Yeah.
It is an addiction.
Yes.
The first step is admitting you have a problem.
And if I think the second step is feeding that addiction.
But honestly, are we any of us looking for a cure to this addiction?
Nope.
No.
Steps 3 through 12 are simple. Buy more pens.
I mentioned today at the pharmacy if they had anything for stelovirus. Because I got it. Yeah.
Frank X, I can't wait till the new dialogue comes out. Broad nib for me, yes. I'm really waiting for that white one to come out. Yeah. In fact, my lips are just watering for it. Yeah.
What is there any news on when that'll be released, Frank?
Nope, not as of yet.
is there, Frank? Is it going to be identical, pretty much to the last dialogue? Because I got to be honest with you, I got one. It was one of the most disappointing purchases I've made for me. I hear a lot of people say how much they loved it. I think mine sucked. So I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Answer you, Troy. I felt the same way, Troy. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I had the platinum one, the platinum version, and it was too slippery, and I still have it. But I got the piano white one because I got it at such a good deal, and I absolutely adore it because it just works great for me. But it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
I like the pen.
Everybody's different. That's why I guess they make so many different styles and types of pens. Because what Troy or I may like, somebody else may hate, and vice versa. But on my pen, I've always loved it. So,
well, the pen itself, I love it, but how it writes horrible.
Really? Huh.
And it's just got a really bad nib on it. I don't know. It's a hard starter. It skips, and I've worked on it, and I've tried to get it. I've flushed it. I've played with it. Wow. And I can't get it to work right at all, and I was just very disappointed in its performance.
Huh?
Is this the Lamy dialogue?
Yeah. Yep, dialogue 3. Yep.
Wow.
My only problem with the Lamy dialogue was that for some reason that nib unit would shake a little bit. I don't know if anyone else has that, or maybe I got a really early version. It was a while ago. I have it. I like the actuating sound it makes and everything, and the way it writes is fine for me, but it would just it wouldn't be sturdy. I don't know how to say it. It was shaking a little bit as I was writing.
Yeah, it works fine. I've got no problems with how it works, other than its writing performance was just terrible to me. Just a great disappointment.
Yeah,
for the amount of money, especially.
I had similar.
Dip for it?
I have not sought out another nib. I've thought about it. I just put it aside, and I said, yeah, I'm disappointed in you for right now. And I don't feel like tinkering with you because I've got 300 others to play with. So.
It's the same nib as on the Safari, right? Just their gold version?
Yep.
Probably. Yeah, probably so.
I've swapped them, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe just give a swap and just see if it's just the nib that he's tuning, but I guess you're right.
But after playing with it and monkeying with it for a while and being disappointed, I just set it aside and said, you know what? You're just one amongst many. So.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cold-blooded. Yeah.
What's the price point on those?
Yeah.
A couple $100. I mean, what, 200 to 300, somewhere in there?
Yeah.
For a dialogue? No.
Sorry, my daughter wanted to say hi.
No, let's go up to about 4 or 5.
No, Larry, not the old ones. 300 at the most. And I was able to get this one for like $160. So that's the reason I got it, and I love it.
What's up with the new ones? Is it just new colorways?
Larry's right. They were $399 list.
Oh wow!
Until this past March. Now they're actually $435.
Wow.
One coming out that we're talking about is going to come out at that price point.
Wow.
$34.35. Gold is increasing. We talked about more than once.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost the same feeling I got when looking at the new vanishing points with the soft retracting feature.
Is there anything? What's the difference in the new one? Is it just a colorway?
No, it's a shorter version, Justin. Yeah. Okay. Shorter and it's flat on the top.
Okay.
I think that's the only difference. Hi, Kat. Down at the bottom there, Kat. Good wine. How are you doing?
Hi, guys. I'm new to the chat. Tony invited me, so if anything happens, blame him.
Always.
So I did my first night here, so I'm just listening to what the chat is and seeing what's going on.
Share where you're from, Kat. Let everybody know what part of the world you're from.
Well, I was born in Chicago, but I'm living in Michigan right now, about 75 miles northeast of Detroit. Or if you had a map, I'm like more on the southern tip of Lake Huron. And nice. We're having some crazy weather out here, but we have mosquitoes. That's our national bird over here.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, they're huge. You can measure them in inches.
Gosh.
Yeah, Yeah, go Tony.
I was going to say the weather up there is at least cooler than down in Chicago. I would hope.
Most of the time it is, but sometimes it's comparable. But because I'm right on Lake Huron, I mean, within like a mile or two from the shoreline, we do get a lot of cooling, and so it hasn't been too bad if you can get to the lake. In addition to being a pen nerd, I'm a boat nerd, so I photograph a lot of the Great Lakes freighters. And so if you look through my photos, you're like, why are all these boats here? And it's the thing we do out here, you know?
Yeah.
You know, when I photograph my pens, people are like, what is that? And I'm like, oh, it's okay. You don't need to know. I put a Waterman pen on, you know, I just was writing with it and I put it on a hair clip and took a photo of it. And people were like, oh, what is that? I'm like, it's just a pen on a hair clip. It's okay. But my photography friends are like, oh, cool. I'm like, well, all right. You know, it's just a pen.
It's just a pen. It's just a pen.
Well, actually, it was my pen with a gold nib, so we didn't want to get the details.
Well, thank you for joining us, Kat. We really appreciate it. We do this about once a month, and we appreciate you joining us.
Well, thanks for inviting me.
Well, my pleasure. My pleasure.
You'll be up all night long, Tony.
Yeah. You know, I was gonna bring. You remember Steph Grandmia? I think his name is a reviewer. I know Troy. You know who he is. Does it?
Yeah.
He did a video once speaking of It's Just a Pen and talking about how people get all worked up about a pen. And he walked along the side of a river and he took his pen and he threw it in the river. He said that you know, life is more than a pen. It's just a pen. And he threw his pen in the river. I don't know if you ever saw that video.
No.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, Steph's a character.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, he and I we've had some communications over the years. He actually gave Matthew a Parker 45. Sent that over the pond. I've actually sent pens to Steph to go ahead and refurbish for me. An old Waterman 12 safety pen I sent over to Steph. And he did a fantastic job on restoring it and sending it back. And we've kept in touch a little bit. And I'd love to be able to go to the London Pen Show and get a chance to meet him sometime. Him and Penultimate Dave, both of them. I'd love to be able to spend some time with them both.
Right.
And Steph's one of those guys, people either love him or hate him. He gets a lot of negative feedback from people who just absolutely hate him. And I don't get it. I mean, Steph's a likable guy. He's just, he's just like Shrek.
Yeah.
Grandmia Pen.
Check him out.
Grandmia.
Grandmia, Grandmia Pens.
Because his granddaughter's name is Mia.
Mia, right.
Right. And I asked him one time, he was selling a pen, and I messaged him and said, how much are you asking for that pen? He goes, if you have to ask, you can't afford it. That's what he told me.
Yeah.
He didn't give me that. He didn't give me that response because he was selling an old restored Waterman W2. And I said, all right, Steph, I like the plum color on it. How much you want for it? And so he just messaged me, and he didn't tell me that. He didn't say if you have to ask, you can't afford it or anything. But he just, I said, all right, cool. Here's your PayPal payment. Ship it on over, bud.
Ultimately, the same question, but realistically, it was asked two different ways. That's why it was answered two different ways.
So.
One was a dick response, and one was here's your invoice.
My goodness.
Well, Francisco, a little bit on you. What's Jim been up to? Any new stuff coming out? I saw that he has some pins now on eBay.
That was the Newton.
Who?
The Newton scholarship. That was for the Newton scholarship. Sean Newton does a scholarship, and one of the honeycombs went up for sale on eBay to collect funds for the scholarship. Because I think he picks I think it's 10, 15 kids or as many as he can in the Arkansas or throughout the U.S. and gives them $1,000 or however much the scholarship is, but that's where he gets it from. People donate pens and he auctions them off on eBay to collect funds.
That's
So
awesome.
how was this last, was it the Miami show you guys went to, Frank X and Jim? Help me
Yeah,
out.
so Frank and us were at we were at the Miami show, not this weekend, but the weekend before last.
Okay, so how was it there? Did they have masks, social distancing? What was it, crowded? What?
Yes.
It's a very good local show. I've been
they
there
had masks.
3 times, and it's a very good crowd. The South Florida Pen Club. It's a very good local show.
I'll just put it this way: it's Miami, so Miami's cash, and I saw a lot of Amex swiping through our what do you call it, our PayPal reader. I don't know about you, Frank, but there was definitely a lot of money spent at the show. It was a lot roomier than I was expecting. Obviously, if you've been to the DC show, you could probably fit an extra 2 tables in between the space that we had at the Miami show.
Okay, Tony, that means not you. Remember, money? Okay, not you, Tony. Sorry, buddy. They leave you out. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I was kind of curious. Does anyone here have any new pens to show off? Dan, I know you got a few new ones, if I'm not mistaken.
I bid on some, didn't get any of them, but I got a gift here.
Oh.
This is a Moonman Q1, and this was a gift from my son.
Did you happen to get it with the few nib on there?
I got the extra fine nib, the EF, and it doesn't write like an EF. It's more like a fine, you know. But believe it or not, the little sucker writes good. It's just that if you don't post it, which I post nothing. I don't post pins. You're jamming it into the palm of your hand and writing with it like this. After a while, now my son got his before I got mine. They were ordered from China, and he was telling me how he was doing really well, and then his hand started to cramp up. Well, after I got this and started writing a little bit with it, I told him, I said, "No, I know what you did. Your hand cramped up." But if you post it, which I'm going to make myself do because I just hate posting, it fits pretty good, and it holds the cap pretty good. But it's just see-through, and I got some Montegrappa Violet.
Where'd you get that ink? Where'd you get that ink?
I got this from a guy that didn't know its value. He thought it was just junk. Throw it away. I got it for $10 from, well, I don't want to tell you. Okay, I'll tell you. It was Frank.
Frank. Federalist
Frank.
Pens.
Frank. FPR, Frank. That is your ink. Formerly your ink.
Formerly.
Violet Montegrappa. It is my favorite ink.
Okay,
except for I just discovered Waterman Black.
But Dan,
yeah.
You know, you may think that Frank didn't know what he was doing, but Frank just laid the bait out for you and you took it.
I did. There you go.
It's shown.
I love that Waterman Black. I've not tried that Inkery.
Is that a new one there, Troy? I wonder what.
You're on mute, Troy.
Yeah, I did unmute. This is just the French released version of Waterman Black. That's all.
Okay, I'm not sure if I even tried that. I may have the black. I'm not sure if I tried the Waterman. How is the black? Is it a true black?
Oh
yeah.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
shiny, smooth, saturated.
Would you compare it to more like a Mont Blanc black or like an Aurora black?
Okay, now Frank, do you carry that Waterman black, Frank?
Okay, to me?
Do you carry the Waterman black?
Waterman ink. No,
You do?
I don't.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
That's good.
And Anderson Pens, I think, carries them. You can usually find them on Amazon. It's the Mont Blanc. You asked about the comparison with the Mont Blanc black. Color-wise, it's not that far off, but this is a better behaving ink than Mont Blanc is. Mont Blanc
super dry and
Mont Blanc is a little drier. It's a little thicker. This stuff is going to be a little. It's going to flow a little better, and I've been using it as a mainstay for 20+ years, 25 years.
It was my first bottle of fountain pen ink.
Mine
that
too.
I got with my Filius many years ago.
Exactly.
Do you still buy it, Tina?
I do. I still have it. It goes in the Filius, and it's not inked right now. It's in the pen case right now. So I have plenty inked. Seriously, I really do. And that's about half of them. The other half are in the basket. But yeah, I love the Waterman because I can trust it in any pen. I don't have to worry about it being any mess. I've used it with my one dip pen that I have. I've used it with my Pelican Twist. I've used it with pretty much everything at some point, and I do love it. So
that's true. Good. Waterman is very. I love their tender purple and their green. Yeah, he's gonna get it. Harmonious green as well. Yeah, beautiful.
That's on my wish list, Tony.
Yeah, actually, until about, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago, that all I used was Waterman. I mean, didn't dive into anything else because it was safe, and I pretty much used all Waterman pens until pretty much pre-pandemic, and then I'm like, oh, what are these other things? It's just a reliable, heavy, well-used product.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
This is my other favorite reliable. This is the Schaefer.
Schaefer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know if you can hear me, guys.
Yeah.
Trick I picked up from the Richard Binder website was to mix Waterman Tender Purple and Serenity Blue in equal parts. Cool. Tony, I know you like the Tender Purple, but it's a bit light for me.
Mm-hmm.
And if you mix the two, the Serenity Blue and the Tender Purple, you get a colour they call purple, which I'm told is very similar to Limey Azurite. And it's actually one of my favourites. If you've got those two inks,
I do.
I recommend just, I mix it with a tad more of the Serenity Blue, but the recipe was 50-50. So, guys, feel free to give it a go because I love it.
Try that. I'm going to try. Thank you, Norman. I'm going to try that. I've always wondered about mixing inks. A lot of times they say if you mix different brands, it could cause a lot of problems.
I wouldn't mix different brands, but the Waterman stuff mixes well, the blue and the purple. And I've had no troubles. It washes out of pens easy. It doesn't clog. For me, it's fine. I love it. It started off as a way of using up the Tender Purple, which I don't actually like terribly much. It's a bit light. So that was why I started using it. But give it a go. You just might like it.
That's cool. Yeah, I wouldn't mix brands, but the one I do enjoy mixing is Robert Oysters. Those mix well together, and I know a guy who happens to be a big dealer for them, so it's kind of easy if I happen to mess up a bottle or something, just reach out to him. Ain't that right, Frank?
I'm a bit brave with the mixing. I actually do mix whatever I want, but I always put it in a sample vial, and I always use it in a preppy first. Yeah, in a preppy first, and that way, if it ruins the preppy, I don't, not the end of the world.
I bought this at a show. It was at our local pen meetup. I bought a box of this Quink. Is it Schaefer Quink or whatever?
Schaefer Script.
Yeah, Script. Yeah, and it really is a good ink as well.
Yeah, and Larry, I sent you some of the old Schaefer Script and some of the old Quink. Parker Quink, and I think I sent you some of the old Waterman stuff. So even some of the inks that you have been around for 50, 60 years sitting around sometimes actually still work pretty good.
Okay. Yeah.
I would actually agree with the Script. It flows well. It works beautifully. I keep a bottle of black. I use it for addressing envelopes because it's pretty much waterproof. let it cure for a day or three, and no problems at all. And I find the Pilot inks pretty much the same too. So they're the inks I use for addressing envelopes, and in the letter itself, anything goes. But I think the script ink is way better than it's cracked up to be, actually, just because it's been around a while.
Yeah, that's awesome. Can we say hello to Sam? Hi, Sam.
Hey, Sam.
Hi, everybody. I'm on my way to the bus. I just left my office, but
Was she blocked up
Did we
there?
lose Sam?
I think we lost her.
Sam got she's on her way to the bus stop. You know that much from work. I think she's always at work. She's usually at work when we're here on this.
Where's she located?
California time?
No,
Western
Sam
time?
is Samantha. She's my pen pal. Where's Samantha? Oh goodness gracious. I got a letter from her here. But and also Liz down there, Liz Colton, is that you down there? Liz, we want to say hi to you while you're down there, if you can hear us. There's Sam.
hi. Sorry. I just cut out of Wi-Fi and had to get my dad to pick up as I crossed the street. Nice to see you all.
Nice to see you. They want to know where you're from, Sam.
Oh, I'm from Victoria, British Columbia,
That's
Canada.
right. That's right.
Yay, Canada!
Yeah.
It's really pretty here.
I was about to say, it looks really nice and sunny and pretty and
Yeah.
not 102 like it is here in Texas.
We had that just a few weeks ago. We had a heat wave where it got to what's it in Fahrenheit? 114.
Whoa!
Which
Whoa,
is
in
unheard
Canada?
of for for us.
I was
Yeah,
about
that
to
was
joke and be like,
a
please don't
heat
say it got
dome.
like 82 Fahrenheit or something because
No,
I'm
it
gonna
was
laugh.
actually
114.
it was actually hot. 114.
That's Arizona weather right there.
Yeah, it's like 45 Celsius. People start dying. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
AC
here we
start
are.
giving out at that point.
Yeah.
And right now for Norm, it's winter time, isn't it, Norm?
Well, we're in the middle of winter. It's drizzling outside. We had some guys laying concrete yesterday, so thankfully the rain kept off while we were doing that. And it's drizzling outside. It's pretty cold by our standards, so it's probably about 12 degrees centigrade, whatever that is in Fahrenheit. I don't know. I don't have the conversion here. I can find out for you. But yeah, the middle of winter. So
About 39. It's comfortable.
Yeah.
Are you still on lockdown, Norm? I know that you all were locked down because of Melbourne.
Yeah, it's eased a little bit. I'm in Melbourne.
Right.
Sydney is gone berserk with the Delta virus again. There's 100 and something odd cases up there. So Sydney is locked down. Melbourne was, and it's just opened up a little bit, but it's not fully open. So we can, go out, and they've removed any sort of distance we can travel, which is great. I feel sorry for anybody who's trying to operate a business. It's very hard on them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the government down here, and this is a personal opinion, we did really well with the initial infection. Very, very few cases, very, very few deaths. But by crikey, they've loused up the vaccination. They've really loused up the vaccination rollout. So I've had one shot. I'm still waiting for the second. People in their 70s and 80s have usually had both shots, but 60s and under, nope, one shot at best.
Wow.
So they've really loused it up. But we keep on going.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're glad you're here, Norm. That's for sure.
Thank you.
We're glad. Hey, Dan, didn't you buy a pen recently, an Aurora? You could show that pen, or maybe, I don't know.
Well, let me see. Hold that thought.
Well, he brings out his Aurora. Here's the one I got at the Miami Pen Show.
What
so
is
this one's
that
this is the Optima. It's the Optima Orange, the LE. This one's number 160 out of 330. I got extra lucky because I was able to get it with that old school, the vintage flex nib on it that they were offering it with. So it goes from a fine to a nice flex. I don't think it's gonna work.
Yeah.
So
where'd you get that? At the show?
Yeah, I got it at the show. Who was it? Kirk Spear was selling it, and he had several things laid out, and I wanted it. Was Philly of last year, and they didn't have it with the flex, so I just kind of walked away from it and stopped thinking about it. And then I saw it there, and I couldn't not have it. So I'm like, all right, well, it wasn't in the plans, but let's go ahead and pull the trigger on it.
Can you guys do vendor discounts? Like, I mean, like if you're a vendor, Frank, if you were to go to another vendor's table that you know real well, they got something that you kind of wanted for yourself. Do you guys kind of get to work together like it? I mean,
I think it depends on the vendors, but I mean, like Frank and I typically charge Frank another 30% above retail.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious.
No, we're kind to each other.
Yeah.
Frank, what do you charge him?
let's just say Frank ends up getting about 3 pens when I buy one, or the amount of money is 3 pens when I buy one.
That's hilarious. Dan, show us that. Did you have it? I'm kind of curious.
Yes. I got this used a while back.
Oh, the Sole Mio.
Steel, let me tell you. But it's a little Aurora. It's a little bitty pen. You know, it's not a very small pen. A lot of people call it a pocket pen, but
when you're ready to get rid of it, I've got the siblings ready to line up. Like I was saying, I just got the orange one at the Miami, and this is the Neo Nero, which is white and black. I forget what it translates into, but
this is the orange, like marmalade-ish looking kind of a thing.
Yeah, that one's beautiful. That's the Sole Mio. You got lucky with that one. If you paid under 400 for it, then you got really lucky for it.
Much less.
You didn't? Much less? Okay, then you robbed someone. You robbed them.
Well, I was able to find that I like writing with this. I have a writing habit in the morning. I sit in that chair back there. I have a Bible on one side and that Rhodia pad on the other, and I write every morning for a couple of hours. And I like this. I've been writing with this. I've got a used Omas Milord several months ago that I is my favorite writing pen. And I got this one. The size of it is just what I was looking for as a companion for that other one. And I like writing very lightly, a very light touch. And this has served me really well. I've really been enjoying it. I've been trying it for a few days. So
what nib size did you get in it?
The nib is it looks like it's I think it's a medium.
Butter though, right?
It writes, I write so, it's probably medium, but it writes like a fine to me. So, but I like a real light touch.
Yeah, they're great little pens. I mean, they're pricey, but they're great little pens. And it sounds like you just, like I said, you robbed someone.
I lucked out really big time. Yeah.
When you're ready to get rid of it, holler at me.
I don't get rid of pens. Sorry. Once you love them, you know.
No, that one is beautiful. That Sole Mio is it's very sought after.
They call it. That's right. A Sole Mio. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I've got something here that is a bit different, guys. I've got a friend who works in a charity shop, voluntary, and this came in the other day. It's just a kit pen, nothing special, but so I've got her to be a bit of an agent for me in finding good stuff when it comes into the charity shop. So you know, everything's worth having.
That's awesome.
So you never know when stuff's going to turn up.
That's always a good thing.
Especially if it's pennies on the dollar when you get it.
Yeah, I think I paid $3 Australian for this, so it's probably about $2 US. And you know, it's fine for what it is.
That's a great price for any fountain pen. I mean, even a Jinhao, I mean, for $2, like, it's a steal. So
that's a great deal. Oh, look, Tina has something there. What do you got there, Tina?
Well, this is my flea market. It was a Franken pen before I sent it to your friend Tony. It had a Schaefer body with the black radite with the mother of pearl chips, and it had a mismatched cap from Banker that someday maybe I'll look for a body for. But I recently had it restored when I had my grandpa's pen restored. So I have a balanced regular in the red, or the Carmen radite, and then I have the black one with the mother of pearl in the junior size.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And they both have the lifetime nibs, and they are amazing to write with.
Did Cheryl do a good job?
Oh, absolutely. I am thrilled with the work. They work beautifully. Everything came back polished. You can almost see Grandpa's name on them where they're engraved on the side. And the pencil also came back completely fixed, so that now works, which was amazing as well. But this one, I originally paid 50 cents for it at the flea market.
Wow. Wow, that's awesome.
With the match cap, but now that it has the match cap, it's, you know, making me much happier.
Awesome. Frank, that if you're curious, that was Cheryl Tyree that repaired those. Joel Hamilton's sister.
Yeah, at the Dallas Pen Show, they call her the Queen of Schaefer.
Yeah.
Yes, and she did a fantastic job. I would recommend her to anybody who has a Schaefer to have work done.
Yeah, she does a great job. For all of my pen pals that I've written recently, I've used this pen, and I got to show it to you because it is by far the heaviest pen I've ever written with, and it's probably the most comfortable pen. I know it's going to say it sounds weird, but it's so balanced, and a heavy balanced pen, and I've never had any problems with cramping. I can write pages with it. It's an OMAS. It's called the Invisibilis. I don't know if you're familiar with this. This is the cap right there, and then when you unscrew the bottom, then you come out. There's the pen. So it's a sterling silver.
That is sick. I love that.
Yeah, and that's something.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
it's so cool.
Yeah, it's really.
How does it post though?
Yeah, I put it on my little finger on that one, and I write with the other one.
How much does it weigh?
I don't know. I don't have one of those fancy gram scales. I just know it's heavier than anything I've got. And when I first got it, the piston filler didn't work at all, and I called up the seller, who is a guy from Chicago. NJ, it's an eBay seller, jewelry or NW jewelry or something at Chicago area, and I was about to send it back to him, and he was going to fix it, and I somehow got it to work, so I fixed it myself, which is weird. I don't fix things.
Larry, maybe you can convince him to send it to you so you can do a review on it. You can weigh it and whatnot. It is an awesome looking pen. It's unique. That's what's so cool about it.
Yeah, that's an idea. That's a good idea. Yeah.
I always like to compare
heavy pens. You know, the Caran d'Ache that I got is probably one of the heaviest pens I have. But it's so super balanced, like you said. It's super balanced, so it's not heavy to write with.
Right.
My heaviest one is probably the monograph of the Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah.
This one's I'm blanking out. Daenerys. Sorry, the Targaryen version. And it is one heavy pen. I mean, the cap itself is super heavy, but the pen is just, as soon as you take the cap off, it's perfect. No pressure needed when writing.
Yeah.
My heaviest was Kasama Una in copper. And I had one of my flex nibs that takes less than 140 grams to split the tines, and the pen weighs 200 grams. So that was like a yeah.
Did the splits?
Yes. Well, if without control, yes, I was very terrified and very careful. But it was an experiment. I want to see if I can flex with barely moving my hand.
Yeah, crazy.
I apologize. I got to say something. Sam, it's like I'm watching a TikTok video.
I'm
You're
sorry.
walking around, your hair's blowing away, you know, and
This is my life. Thank you. This is my life.
I love
You
it.
guys are based on, I believe, the East Coast, so you're a few hours ahead of me.
Yeah, we're central.
And yeah, and then I have just like the absolute worst commute. I live an hour and a half away from my work.
Wow.
So it's a long
my commute
day.
is
Hey,
that's right
Sam,
there.
are
That's my
you
commute.
anywhere near Rogers Chocolates?
Oh, I sure am.
Oh.
It's right on the other side of that building.
Oh, no way. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, they
yeah.
have the best Victoria creams.
They sure do.
Oh, we'll have to talk.
Okay.
Took me up with
She
some
said,
Nanaimo
she
bars,
said pen
both y'all.
pal with a box instead of an envelope.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a pretty like small major city. Compared to like big cities in the States, like, you know, you could fit probably 12 Victorias in Chicago. But we have two amazing pen stores.
No, not to him.
Just like right at your fingertips. So I feel very lucky in that regard.
Victoria is stunning. You guys all should go there.
It is really beautiful here.
That
and definitely like if you're into any sort of what I like call old world hobby, like fountain pens or antiques, this is the place for it, at least on the West Coast. Yeah.
Well, that's not too far. Justin, you're probably the closest one to Canada, Northwest, aren't you?
Yeah, we're just south. You said BC, right, Sam?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, we're just south. Yeah, I'm on the east side of Washington, so in Spokane.
Oh, nice. I know where that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on Vancouver Island, so.
Yeah, right to one of the pen pal up there. But I don't know if you heard me earlier. It was like save you some Nanaimo bars.
Yep. Nanaimo bars, ketchup chips, Kinder
milk in a
Egg.
bag.
Yeah, all those.
Poutine.
Oh, you got to go east for poutine, though, right?
Yeah, it's better back east. But we do have some. What Victoria's famous for is a drink called a shaft, SHAFT, and it's a coffee version of a Long Island iced tea.
Wow.
And they're
like an Irish
die for delicious. Yeah, but they're cold, so it's like cold iced coffee. Every place does it differently, but that's our like city drink.
So I'm sitting here having dinner, but somehow you just made me hungry again.
I'm sorry.
Francisco, when I saw you eating, you know what I had a craving for all of a sudden?
Pasta?
Tamales.
I'll let you know when my mom makes some.
Oh, please.
We'll drive them up to Fort Worth.
I need about 4 or 5
tamales since Arizona.
4 or 5 dozens later. You could do better than that. How about a dozen dozens?
Can you put those in a box?
I can do that. Yeah.
You could ship some to Chicago.
See, I eat tamales like for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack.
Good.
Start all over again.
So let me show you real quick. I'll show you my kitchen while you're at it. Good thing I'm on the phone.
Show us a tamale.
So let me get this straight. While Jim is slaving away, you're eating tamales. Is that what I'm understanding?
Well, I slave away on the computer, on Instagram, on Facebook, and and, you know, he's slaving away on the lathe. My fingers, you should see my thumbs. They're so red.
They're going to have another child here pretty soon. Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So congratulations to him and the wife. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you, guys. So we don't always have Mexican. We had homemade pasta today, but this is we actually brought this over from Mexico. It's a homemade, or not homemade, but custom made skillet, and it goes over both of the burners, and you can do tortillas on here. You can do whatever to warm it up. But when you have tamales, instead of throwing them in the microwave, you put them on here, and the husks get nice and burnt on the outside.
Yeah.
But as soon as you take it off and tamal is just crispy enough and just toasted enough to where it's perfect for breakfast with some coffee.
Yeah. Like I put mine in the oven. You know, the microwave just doesn't cut it. It's okay, but
It doesn't do it. Yeah, it's no.
It's not the same. You're not going to get that same texture, that same taste. I think, yeah.
Yep.
Back
and
off.
if you really want to do it, it doesn't matter what time of day it is. You have actually, I think we just made some salsa yesterday, but you always have homemade salsa ready to go. Oh, look, here we go. Right here.
You know, tamales and salsa is like as addicting as fountain pens are. Yeah.
You can eat them as you can use your pens whenever. You can eat tamales whenever.
That's right. Yeah. I know Frank X is getting hungry. Yeah.
Oh.
There he goes.
Oh, hold on, Francisco. I'm going to show you what Mr. Announcer got me. I got me a tortilla.
I saw that somewhere. Where did you post it or so? I saw someone post it. I don't remember if it's on Slack or Facebook or something.
Yeah, Larry did in the pen video.
Is that what it was? Was on the video? Okay.
Larry did it.
Careful, man. You're gonna mix those up, and then you're gonna bite into your pens one day.
No, I showed it to my wife that day, and I'm like, "Look, check this out." She goes, "Oh, that would be an awesome way to get people not to touch your pens, because I got my knot cases, my Galen and whatnot, but no one's ever gonna notice the tortilla case."
It looks delicious, man. I'm not gonna lie. It looks like it's edible.
It really does,
baby.
It looks like a real one.
Yeah.
Justin, if he has some Bay State blue coming out of the corner of his mustache there, we'll know what happened.
That's right, man. Permanent.
I love Bay State blue. Sorry.
I got to tell you, I had this in my nib down in my my a little holder. I was using it for every like a desk pen. So for some reason I was writing a letter and I thought I was going to go ahead and use it. So I pulled it out and I capped it. And I didn't realize all that ink that was in the cap was all over my hands. I haven't had an accident since, but Bay State Blue I was a Smurf for a while.
Hey, Larry, we're getting to about 5 minutes here, Larry.
All right, Norm, go ahead. We got 5 minutes.
Yeah, look, guys, I'm going to have to say goodbye. I can hear workmen out the front cutting concrete. So the rain's eased off and they're at it again, which is great. So I just want to thank everybody and say goodbye and wish everybody all the best.
See you, Norm.
Yeah,
Norm. See you later, everybody.
So, before we go, does anybody have anything they want to say before we depart?
And if they're going to be at DC next week, make sure to reach out so we can all meet up. I know Troy will be there. Troy will probably end up doing like we did. What was it in 19 where we went out to dinner, but.
Right, and I'd love to do that again. We won't be staying at the same hotel. We'll actually be at the Venue Hotel this time, and we did book from Thursday straight through, I think, Monday. We'll check out. So we'll be up there extra long this time. I got a really good rate on the hotel, and I got plenty of time off. The kids don't have to be in school yet, so we just went ahead and booked for the full duration. So we'll be up there on Thursday night.
We land Thursday at 5.
Must be nice.
Troy, can you just adopt me for this?
For the duration of next week.
Frank X, are you going to be at the show also with them getting drunk? No.
Look forward to seeing everybody at the show. We'll be at our usual place, the small ballroom by the windows, 5 tables as always.
Oh,
great. Look forward to seeing everybody.
Hey, Mark. Hi, Mark. How are you? See, I didn't do it. I didn't say anything bad. I'm trying to keep my mouth shut because, you get kind of agitated because I'm really a psychopath, but that's all right. Forgive me, my friend. Just bear with the old man. Yeah. Anyway. Hey, one thing really cool that I really admired about Frank and Mark, and I said Mark, not Marky, Mark, is that, when they go to the Pen Show, correct me if I'm wrong, boys, their dad goes with them. And they all 3 kind of hang out together. Now, isn't that awesome with the dad and his son? Yeah,
that's not their dad. That's their bodyguard. You should see him. He is like a hawk, just watching everyone, just keeping control, just making sure nothing happens.
You got to watch little Frank X. So I bet he's hell out there. Yeah. And poor Marcus, I get it.
Watch the walkthrough with Adam Full-Love. You guys know, an ink guy. You know,
Yeah.
On his Instagram page, he's got a walkthrough. He's got me on there with some of the other vendors. Yeah, he has a complete walkthrough of my tables and all.
Oh, is that the bearded guy at Miami?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I think he said Instagram and YouTube. He'll be doing a full-on, walkthrough and everything. He said, I don't know how you guys do your videos, but like he's like, we'll make it look as if he's walking around the show without having to actually walk around the show, and then in a clean way. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
That's awesome.
To be able to be on here when we had the time to. Yeah.
That is awesome. Well, I want to say before we leave, I want to before we leave, I want to make sure and thank David and who else was here for the first time, Kat, and the people that have joined us for the very first time. I want to thank you guys and I hope you'll come back again and join us on this these little Zoom meetups, because it's a laugh and really kind of connect in a time when we can't physically connect a lot of times. So it's so great.
Thank you for everybody joining us today. That was really cool. I have a great time, believe it or not. I don't know about you guys, but hey, I always look forward to when I'm able to do these. But I'm going to have to kind of split to get off the back a little bit. It's kind of, hurting a little bit. So we're going to do this again. So Dave and Sam, y'all, everybody come on back. Let's do the wild thing one more time. We might even have Tony jam for us a little bit.
Yeah. Don't forget, Frank. It's got a sale going on till the 31st of this month. Frank's Federal Pens sale going on. Is that right, Frank?
Yes, sir. My 6th anniversary sale is good till Saturday. I did it all month. You save an extra 10% off with code anniversary at checkout. Don't forget, you can also save an extra 10% off anytime using code Larry. Also gives
using Larry. We like using Larry.
Using code
hey,
Larry.
Frank. On the Larry code, is it valid only your first purchase, or is it valid every time? Because I actually went to go put in Larry.
It is a one-time use. Yes.
Okay, because it told me you've already used that. It's like, okay, must be a first time only.
Check around.
Wow.
Check around. I have a lot of codes.
Yeah, he does have a lot of codes. Codes on codes on codes.
I have a dozen codes out there. If you check forums, social media, you check your receipts from me, you will find something on them. Check your receipts, folks. It's bound to be a coupon.
He doesn't have discount code Troy, so sucks to be him.
Sam, enjoy your ride home, Sam.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you guys so much.
Have a good night, all.
All right, guys. Talk to y'all later. Hey, thanks for coming. Bye. We're gone.